Despite the good start to the season, is there a worry at the lack of bats producing hits, particularly with runners in scoring position? We got a nice little note here from our producer, Sam, today. Vientos and Beatty combined for 12 strikeouts and only 2 hits with runners in scoring position so far this season. That's in 28 at-bats. So, yes and no. My yes is, Joe, that I just don't think it's going to happen for Brett Beatty. And I voiced my concerns last week for Nimmo is becoming an oddly unproductive player with runners in scoring position. It's not that Nimmo's a bad player. I can't emphasize this enough. He hits home runs. He obviously is a good left fielder. And I think that there's times where he gets back to himself and works along at bats. It's just something about his approach with runners on that he's not producing now for, it goes back to the second half of last season. This isn't me reacting to 2 or 3 weeks. So my antennas are a little up on Nimmo. I don't have faith in Beatty. I have a lot of confidence Vientos is going to be fine in the long haul. I'm fascinated to see what version of Jeff McNeil they get back, and same for Alvarez. So my concern meter is not overly high, Joe, but I guess it's just a little disappointing that it just doesn't look like it's going to happen for Beatty.
It's definitely disappointing that, overall the team hasn't hit the way you would like them to with runners in scoring position. And this is something that we saw at times last year when things weren't going so well for them offensively. They would get guys on base and they just couldn't get them in. They need to do a better job of situational hitting, and that's up and down the lineup. That's not just pointing fingers at Nimmo or Vientos or Beatty or whoever you want to point a finger at. I think across the board, they could stand to be better. I guess outside of Alonso, they could stand to be better with runners in scoring position. But the glass half full side of me says they're putting runners in scoring position, and it's only a matter of time before these good professional hitters start to drive them in. And that is when the natural up and down of a baseball season will occur. Once the Mets start hitting with runners in scoring position, they won't be having the best ERA in all of baseball. And it all just kind of evens itself out over 162. But to your point about Beatty, yeah, unfortunately, it's not looking like too good for him with McNeil on the way back. I struggle to see a way that he sticks on the roster. But if you want just a worry meter, like a 1 to 10, like I don't know, 3.5,
Right.
something like that, maybe. Like it's on the low end. I think they're going to be okay.
And the other side of it too, Joe, is that I think Winker is going to get going, and he hasn't yet.
Yeah.
He had the 2 triples, but he's literally hitting 172. Like he's just not. He has not been hitting in the.
And he was sick. He was sick.
Right.
So who knows how was he battling being sick when he was playing, and then he sat, and then now he's like coming off it. So he's been dealing with a bit of a stomach bug.
I'm just not worried about Jesse Winker. I think he's going to be completely fine in the role that he's in. So that. We say the back of the baseball card very often on this show, and I think it's very important because a lot of these guys are going to be fine, but some of the guys that are X factors like a Beatty, and eventually we're going to see with McNeil, those are, and Nimmo is something to just watch going forward. Like that's going to matter a lot for this team, but overall, I think they're going to be okay.